Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. We're going live at 9 o'clock. That's when we'll start answering. Thank you, Nathan. Yep. Yeah, Carl's good. Although I did see Nicky having a squaring up to him the other night there. He's over at the neighbours there, happy as. And they're happy too to have him there. So, yeah, very pleased. He's a very happy boy at the moment. Carl, very happy boy. How was your party or your drinks night with your mates from uni? Or is that tonight? Okay, I don't know. Or was that last night? You're getting ready for the hurricane. Hurricane. Yeah. So thanks for the sound test, the check there. I'll flip over. It's 8:59 Ngaruawahia time. So yeah. Oh, last night. Oh, good. Oh, that's good. So you're all eagerly. Oh, has any of them left yet? I've seen a few photos on Twitter of parents seeing their children off to wherever. I'm trying to think. I can remember leaving. I think I went on the I would have gone on the Littleton ferry. I think Littleton ferry from Wellington down to Littleton overnight probably, and then somehow got from Christchurch to Dunedin. Don't know how I did it. Can't remember. So long ago. Suitcase full of stuff. Oh, next week for Waikato. All right. Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, is that into the halls? Oh, AUT. Oh, okay. Oh, is that into like halls or accommodation or something, is it? Right. Oh, well, it's 9 o'clock. I should be swapping over to my there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll be big. Yeah, we had our induction Thursday, Friday at Wintec, and yeah, some of the students are starting to move into the halls and stuff like that. Looking for accommodation around Hamilton and what happened. Have you? Yeah, Wintec have I think with a student village, I think it is over in in the middle of Hamilton there. Be a pretty good place, pretty good party place to head on down to Hood Street. Wouldn't be too far to walk home from. We do have the Eco Village out at Rotakari, but I think they have to be 25 and over or something like that. I don't know why that is, but yeah, there's sort of little houses on campus that they hire out. Interesting times, golly. When I went to Dunedin from Wellington, I was still living with my parents, and I went and stayed with a friend of my parents for the first, well, about a week, I think. I went and stayed with an old, I think he was an old post office friend of my dad's, and they were a family. I think they had a son who was about a couple of years younger than me, a daughter and a young son. And I stayed there for about a week, I think. And then we went out to a field camp for 6-week field camp out at Tyree, land surveying field camp out at Tyree or out by Mosgiel. And while I was there, someone said they knew someone who had a place in a flat. So I went and met them and moved in there. So I knew nobody, totally unknown, but soon got to know a few people. It was a $100 a term. There was 3 terms like in those. Didn't have the semester system. It was 3 terms. So just like the school. Well, the schools have 4 now. 3. Anyway, 3 terms. And my accommodation was $100 a term. They were university flats rather than halls, so we, self-catered and all that. I moved in there for they had everything, beds, and they even had, I think you had to have your own sheets and maybe blankets and that. But yeah, just a little sort of studio room with a desk and everything. It was quite good. There was 5 of us in there. That was cool, up in Queen Street flats, and there was 20 of them, I guess. So it was quite a little community there. And then the next year, I moved with one of the guys, I think one of the guys from that flat, and we moved into another flat down in 4th Street, an old house. Yeah, that was me sorted for my university. I think that one was private accommodation, so it was $107 a term, and that was for the year. So $321 for the year. I sort of remember it because our boarding bursary was about $400 or something. So yeah, I think we used to put $5 a week in for food. It seemed to work. But, yeah, golly, how things have changed now. And talk to some of my students. And they're paying $150, possibly up to $200 a week for their rooms. So, and ours was fees free too, fees free. Well, we paid 10% of the fee. Well, that was about $100 too, I think. And you had to buy some books and things like that. The sort of downside was I was on a government bursary. I got a bursary on top of all that. I got $400 a year from the Lands and Survey Department. And that, yeah, exactly. More than that a week now. Yeah, I got $400 a year. $350. Oh, that's with food and everything. Yeah, $350. Yeah. Yeah, well, that would have kept you going. That would have kept you going for a whole term back in, when was it? Must have been 1974, 75 maybe, or 75, 76. Yeah, that would have kept you going for a whole term. Mind you, I mean, I was only getting $26 a week pay when I was working, $26. And yeah, I got bonded to them. I had to work for them for 2 years, and then then I could go and get another job or go overseas. Eh? Oh, is that not the food just for the halls? Holy, golly, that's expensive. And is that if you so what's the student allowance? Because the student allowance wouldn't even cover that, would it? Oh wow. And yeah, wow. Is that? Do you have to sign? Do you know? Oh, I don't know. You might not know, but do you have to sign up for the whole term or something? Golly, we used to stay in. Yeah, geez, we used to stay in a reasonable hotel for that. For a week. Holy hell, things have changed a hell of a lot. Yeah, but um, some of the lecturers are probably still using the same material. So yeah, certainly a lot simpler in those times. You have all that money to worry about. All right, so my little lead story here. Or lead thing. Oh, what have I done now? Oh, that's better. So this is Pluto in 2006 declared it was no longer a planet. Despite that, it keeps on revolving around the sun the same way it has been doing for billions of years. Pluto doesn't care what others think about it. Be like Pluto. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Be like Pluto. Nah, bro. Is doing a planet's workload for a moon's pay, and that's not right. If I was him, I'd peace out and find a more appreciative solar system. Get that bag, Pluto. The tenacity to do whatever you can to be successful, even when your family disapproves it. But at the same time, keep bringing money to the family. That is Pluto for me. I hadn't intended to go to the comments. Okay. Oops. You are not a planet. Do you follow the V8 supercars? No, not really. I've never been into cars and that in any particular way. For me, like I just buy a car and I just use it. I wash it maybe twice in its lifetime, and I just drive them. And then when they crap out, I sell them, and they usually end up in the demolition derby or something like that, or just getting towed away for parts. So I'm not a big car person, but the V8s in particular. When the Hamilton City Council decided to spend millions of dollars having the V8s here in Hamilton, my wife had a business in Frankton, and yeah, it sort of severely, well, it made it difficult for her, but then they started off the first year. I think they got free tickets, and then they didn't, and then I think there was one year that they were going to have ZZ Top, playing, and she thought, "Oh, good, I'll get free tickets," and they didn't give out the tickets. And right, so yeah, so that sort of was the real kicker. But yeah, I mean, I mostly get most of my sports news from the radio, from News Talk ZB, to be fair, and what I see on Twitter, like, so I read it and follow it, but only at that level. And yeah, so I know the names, and I hear, people talking about. Well, I don't hear a lot of chat about it in the circles that I'm in, but yeah, I did have a few years back. I had a student who was quite. I don't know whether you'd call it what you'd call it actually. He was quite into the he had a simulator, like driving cars and stuff like that, and was simulated V8s. And so I understood that he had a particular a seat or something like that, and then there was this program that they worked, and they were able to um, change the parameters of the car for different circuits and that. And I think he said that is it the guy Jamie Van Gisbergen or something. He also used to play the game and come along and talk to them and show them about the setups and stuff like that. And he was right into it, and really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's about the level of my involvement into the supercars. I've never been like a big Bathurst fan or anything like that. So ever been? I've never been to Hampton Downs or any of those circuits. Oh, I've been, yeah, I went to the Kihiki Speedway once to watch the rodeo, and growing up, we went to the Palmerston North Showgrounds a couple of times to watch the stock cars, but that was um, that was a little bit different to what it is now. So no, not a motor racing type person, to be fair. Um, no. So yeah, most of my sport is, as I said, from the News Talk ZB, what I listen to when I'm going to work in the radio. So yeah, hear a little bit of. I think Mike Hosking is a big motorsport fan, so he quite often has a few guests on and gives his important thing of it. Okay, yeah, Hampton Downs. I when I worked at Spring Hill. All right, yeah, I worked at I was work when they were building Spring Hill Prison. I was pretty much there for about 2 years, and that was round about the same time that they were building Hampton Downs. So yeah, we used to like a lot of the contractors were over there and our way and things like that. So yeah, I sort of followed its progress and what was happening, and we quite often would talk about it at Smoko and things like that as to what was going on over there, and people were speculating as to what the guy was doing, because it was developed by a um, private developer. Um, so yeah, it was pretty unique in that. Well, sort of at the time, pretty unique at that time. I think the guys that were doing the earthworks over there, I think, was a company called Ross Reed, and I'm pretty sure that at that time there was a driver called Johnny Reed, and he was associated. I think he might have been the son of Ross Reed. I used to also, when I worked out at Rotowaro, on the in the mining out there. One of our contractors was Porter's from Hamilton. Tony Quinn. Oh, built it. Oh, okay, yeah, I couldn't remember the name of the guy, but he was, yeah, pretty entrepreneurial type guy who, yeah, had a lot of respect, I guess. And it seems to have worked out as far as I can tell. Certainly it's, building in popularity. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, cool. Is he the OG, like the original guy for Hampton Downs? Well, he must have had a fair bit of money. So yeah, pretty tricky ground up there. And then I understand that they were going to build it, progressively. Like he started off small, and then they add tracks, and then they had one of our contractors was building the flats there. Well, he was with Foster's, but he had been building the flats. And, yeah, there. So yeah, out at Rotowara, we worked with the Porters, and they were Robin Porter and Murray Porter were there, and Robin ended up racing the trucks. He did the truck racing. But I don't know whether they have truck racing at Hampton Downs. I don't imagine that would be very good for the surface. Oh, trucks racing around. In fact, I haven't heard much more about the truck racing. I don't know whether that still goes on. Eh? Making pet food. Oh, really? Okay. Interesting how the how the distribution of money and how it makes its way in the world. I guess, I don't know. Do they have, like, my understanding was that there would be various businesses and things that would be based at Hampton Downs that were sort of related. Dead cows and sheep. Yeah, okay. That there would be various sort of businesses and that. I do see a little bit. I haven't actually. I should drive up there, have a bit of a nosy round one time. I imagine you can drive in. I think there's a service station or something there now. I think that never used to be there, because also at that time they were operating, or they were building the landfill as well, which was further up. So we were on the left at Spring Hill. Hampton Downs was on the right, and then straight ahead was the landfill. So there was a lot of civil engineering contractors and stuff in that area. Bloody annoying. We used to have trouble if someone else set up another GPS base station. We'd end up connecting to the wrong station and have a little bit of trouble. But we worked it out in the end. We got it built roughly in the right place. I quite enjoyed that job, actually. Made good money there. Real good. No, well, I won't ever see that sort of type again. But anyway, that was bloody marvellous. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, that was, I think he probably, I don't know exactly, but he probably leases or has sold the, various bits and that to them. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool that it's, obviously he knew what he was doing. It's all worked out. You seem to have a big interest in it, Nathan. Do you spend some time there, or you connected to sort of racing type things? I've had a few of our students been involved in various forms of racing, and one was quite into the rallying side of things, and a few of our mechanical engineering students have gone on to work for various race teams and things like that. There's some guy down the South Island or something that's built his own private racetrack that tests out Formula One cars or and prototypes and stuff like that. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Oh, right. 30 minutes from Hampton Towns. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of our students have gone to that, to the South Island. Well, not a lot. Some of them have talked about their brothers and that being there at this guy down the South Island, really cool guy to work for, the inventing and sort of trying different things, and he's got built his own racetrack. He's some sort of millionaire, billionaire or something. That I think he was, not sure whether it's going for the land speed record or something like that, but I know a lot of the mechanical engineering guys, particularly the ones that are into the race cars and that sort of thing, yeah, really, it's sort of like a dream job, sort of, to go down there and work with this guy. I don't know. I think it's down on Canterbury Plains somewhere like that. So really cool. Ah, okay. 30 minutes from Hampton Downs. I'm trying to think. Is that like that'd be either Tikawara or Tikofara or Pocono or somewhere like that. I don't know about out the other side. Oh, is it Glen Murray or somewhere? Yeah, out that way. Oh, right. Spent just a little bit of time there. 2 years. Travelled up every day from Ngarawahia to Hampton Downs. I would have changed, actually. Go back and have a little bit of a reminisce sometime. Ah. All right. Right. By Miranda. Oh, right. Okay. There's a bird sanctuary over there. Is that right? Is that sort of Miranda? There's a bird sanctuary. Yeah, we've been over. Been to the fish and chip shop at Kaiawa a couple of times. It was at New Zealand's best fish and chip shop in 1984 or something. Whenever, yeah, they were good chips actually. Only been over that way a couple of times. Oh, and yeah, have driven. Might have driven home down that coast. Oh, nice. It's a interesting piece of country over there. Yeah. All right. Okay. Interesting. So you're quite sort of coastal. Firth of Thames. Firth of Thames. Yeah. Oh, right. Nice. Oh, so will you be staying in the halls at Waikato? At Waikato? Okay. Oh, that makes. Oh, I don't know. Or you'll be travelling from there every day. $350 a week to stay in the halls. 2 hours travel. Yeah, be close. I suppose it gives you time, though. Guess what value you put on your time. All right. So last time I did a live, I ran out of material on my Twitter because I didn't have the comments didn't drive me along too much, and now here today I've got all my material ready, and I don't need. We've had a commenting has sort of driven me along, so my intention is always to be driven by the comments. So that's been great, Nathan. I really appreciate what you've done there. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, just take your time. Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of I had a lot of fun flatting. I don't know from a learning point of view how good the flatting situation was, but um, certainly enhanced my social life considerably. Yeah, it's always a question of discipline and being able to yeah, stay on track. Pretty much didn't do much study on the weekends, but got all my study done during the week for the most part. A few late nights, but yeah, it was good. I can't even remember. I know my brother. He used to treat uni as a job, and he lived at home where we were in Tite Bay, but it's catch a bus and train into uni every day and back. So it's about I guess an hour's travel each way. Relatively cheap on the public service, public transport. If you had a little bit of extra cash, you catch the cable car up to uni, but otherwise you walk up 500 steps or something. But yeah, he used to just arrive at 9. And yeah, okay, Nathan. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, that's awesome. We'll catch you again. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, arrive at 9 and finish at 5, and that was it. Just work within those scope. So yeah, alrighty. So I guess we'll leave with the 37-meter high VJ or Victory Tower dominates the skyline in Chittagong in Rajasthan, India. Okay, it's an impressive looking building, all right. And perhaps we should just, we'll just make sure we've got that all right there for my thumbnail. Good night, Nathan. And yeah, and just perhaps a little mention coming up of the cyclone that's due to hit New Zealand sometime soon. So there it is. That's what's supposed to happen. So there's the start. And I think we're going to be okay. Ooh. No. Oh, we might get a little bit in Hamilton. Might get a little bit nasty. Anyway, that's it. We're all done. Thanks, everybody. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Oops, I shouldn't really yell that out. See you.